All right, let's talk Texans and Raiders. Forget all the pregame chatter you've been hearing. Today, we're going to let the pure, cold, hard data tell the story of this matchup. So, let's dive right in.
And you know what? Let's not bury the lead here. The numbers we're about to look at, they aren't just hinting at a winner, they are screaming it from the rooftops. It looks like one team has a huge advantage before they even step on the field. Let's break down exactly why.
Okay, so first things first, let's look at what happens when the Houston Texans have the football. And this isn't just about who gets more yards. No. This is a classic story of a really efficient, well-oiled machine going up against a defense that has shown some pretty serious cracks.
So here's the crucial thing you need to know. The Texans' offense is all about efficiency. They might not be putting up video game numbers in total yards, but their balanced attack, the ability to run or pass effectively on any down, it keeps defenses totally guessing. Now on the flip side, the Raiders' defense has really struggled. The advanced stats, the ones that go beyond basic tackles and look at performance play by play, show a pretty clear and significant disadvantage for Las Vegas. I mean, just look at this. You don't have to be a math whiz to see the story here. That massive gap between the Texans' offensive firepower and the Raiders' ability to stop them, that's the whole ballgame right there. This isn't just suggesting Houston will move the ball. It's saying they are in a fantastic position to turn those drives into actual points.
And speaking of points, let's zoom in on probably the most important metric there is, points per game, PPG. It's the bottom line, right? How often do you actually score? Because when we look at the other side of the ball in this matchup, the difference is just staggering.
15. That's it. The Raiders' offense is putting up roughly 15 points per game. Now, to give you some perspective, that puts them at 30th, 3-0 in the entire league. It is just incredibly hard to win football games when your offense is sputtering that badly.
So we've already seen a pretty big mismatch when the Texans are on offense. But what happens when we flip the field? You'd think it couldn't get any more lopsided, but oh boy, the data says it absolutely does.
1. That's the rank of the Texans' defense in the entire league. We're not talking about a pretty good defense or a top 10 defense. We are talking about the #1 premier shutdown unit in all of football. This is an elite force, plain and simple.
And this quote right here, it really gets to the heart of how they're so good. The Texans don't just sit back and react. Nope. They create chaos. Their entire strategy is built around a relentless pass rush that is designed to put the opposing quarterback under constant, deliberate pressure and just completely wreck their passing game.
And this is where it turns into a complete nightmare for the Raiders. It's like the Texans' defense was designed in a lab to exploit every single one of Las Vegas's weaknesses. The Raiders have shaky quarterback play and poor pass protection. Well, here comes the league's #1 pass rush. They struggle in the red zone. A dominant defense like Houston's lives for those moments to just slam the door shut. It's a brutal matchup any way you slice it.
Okay, so we've looked at what happens when Houston has the ball and what happens when Vegas has the ball. Now, let's put it all together and see what the data is really telling us about how this game is going to end.
The path to a win for Houston seems almost unavoidable when you look at the numbers. Step 1, a 30th ranked offense is going to have a really tough time scoring on the #1 defense. Step 2, that Texans defense is going to bring the heat all day long. Step 3, meanwhile, the efficient Texans offense should be able to control the tempo and the scoreboard against a weak Raiders D. You add all that up, the logical conclusion is a Texans victory.
So to boil it all down for you, here it is. This table says it all. In both of the main phases of the game, offense versus defense, and defense versus offense, the Texans have a clear, significant, data-driven advantage. The key factors in this game are all leaning heavily in one direction. And that leaves us with one final thought. Look, we all know the saying, any given Sunday, right? Upsets happen. It's why we watch. But the real question here is, can an upset happen when it requires a team to defy such a powerful, overwhelming wall of data? The numbers have told their story. Now, we'll just have to watch and see if the Raiders can somehow write a different one. Thanks for joining us.